Right, so back to code with Gabriel section, and in these modules we are going to be talking about style attributes. So the style attributes in HTML. So we're going to be looking at the background, the color itself, the text align, and some text decorations. Let's go ahead and just dive right in. So the first thing we are going to do right in this folder which I created, which is empty, you can see I'm just going to click on this icon which is going to create a new file. So I'm going to name it index.html. Okay, then I'm going to close it up right here. So in this modules, we're just going to go ahead and do the doc type, which is the declaration, which is also named HTML. We just go by the normal format HTML. Then we remember to always close our tag, and right here we're going to have the head. We're going to close our tag, and right here we are going to have the meta, which is actually going to help us to declare the character set, and we're going to call it UTF-8 like that. So we'll close it up. Then we'll go ahead and add another meta information, which is going to be our viewport. So if you don't know what the viewport is, please check on my previous tutorial. And I'm going to include the content that we need, and we'll say the width equals to the device width. Then the initial scaling is going to be equals to 1. That is the default. And right here I'm just going to embed the title. Then I'll call it my website. Okay, so instead of calling it my website, I just think of, let's just call it code with Gabriel. Probably in the future videos we might turn this into a real website. Let's see. Then the next thing to do, which is the normal format to do here, we know the next thing to do is just to embed the body. So the body like that, then we'll close it up, close the body up. So back to the previous tutorial, if you could check it up very well, you are going to realize that I actually go ahead and explain some things about the block level elements, that they actually don't do anything, or the purpose to do is just to know that this particular section or the particular division we are doing something. For this case, I'm just going to create a division right here. So this is a div, and I'm going to give it an identity which stands for ID, with an attribute of ID. I'm just going to give it a nav bar. So this is just going to be a very simple small nav bar, and we are not just going to be putting a lot of information there. So I just want to have an anchor tag which is linking to nowhere for now, and I'm just going to call it home. Then again, I'm just going to have the anchor tag linking to nowhere. I'm going to call it, okay, let's say the about. Right here I'm just going to have another one which is linking to nowhere again, and I'm going to call it contact. Now closed up. Then I'm going to have another one which is not going to link to anywhere. I'm stopping this. Then I'm going to call this one sign up or create account. Okay, so let me just put a separator, pipe, then pipe, and Zora like that. So let's just go ahead and view this and in the browser. So what I will do is just say go right here and copy this part. So what I just is just right click on it, then I copy the part, and right inside here I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, so this is just the very simple basic nav bar that we created right here with the showing up here. Then let's go ahead and start using the style attributes to continue styling our web page. We're going to change the background, we are going to change this underline, then we are just going to see some things we can do with it. So let's just go ahead and start. So the first thing to do right here, what I realize is that I don't want this to be on this side, I want it to be in the center. So to place things on the center, we're just going to go into the division where we declare for it, and we're just going to include the style attribute like this. Then the format goes like the property name, or you call it the style name, property name, then separated by this column, then followed by the property value, so then ended by this semicolon. So this is actually how we are going to be using the style property in HTML5. So if you look at this very well now, you are going to realize that the syntax is the property name, anything that we want to design, then followed by the property value, and actually from here we can continue to write anything we want to do, so as long as it's going to be the style too. So let's just go ahead and do the first thing which I'm going to introduce you to, which is called text align. So text align means, which means the alignment of the text. Now in this division, what are the alignment of the text? Then I can say to the center, and I'll go back to the page and refresh it, and as you can see, everything is being in the center right now. So what if I want it to be in the right? So I'll just put the right there, and I refresh this. Now it's placed on the right part, but let's just keep everything stick to the center. Same thing to the left, so we can bring it to the left. Now it's been centered. Now very good, not too bad. So that is that we want to have for now. Let's just go ahead and look at this. Each of them is being underlined, and that is the default styling for the anchor tag in HTML. So let us go ahead and expect this element in our developer too. Okay, so each of these are kind of elements. If you look at this very well, this is the element. I just pull the mouse on it, then right click, then go to inspect. If you are looking at me on this side right here, at this bottom right here, you can see we have the text decoration, which is equals to underline. So and we have the cursor, which is equal to pointer. So we don't want to tamper all these guys. Or the other thing we just want to do is just text decoration, which is underlined. So we just want to put it on none. Then back to the code right here. So we going to start from the first one. Then we go by style is equals to text decoration, then none. So if you none, if you actually stick with me along with the syntax, text decoration separated by the column, then none, then ended by the semicolon. So since we done that, let's just go ahead and refresh this browser, and while we refresh, we can realize that the home actually eradicates the underline attribute. So we can go ahead and do that to the about to say style equals to text decoration, then we'll put none like this. So just go ahead and refresh this. They are about eradicated. So permit me to just copy this guy and put it on the rest of these nav. Sorry, what do I do? Let me just copy like this. Okay, everything works fine now. So let's go ahead and refresh this. So we can see we have successfully eradicated this guy. So the next thing we are going to just go ahead and do is that let's see if we can change the background color. We don't want it to be white. Let's find something much more darker, or let's just look for a dark background. So since it's actually the body that we want to change, the whole background is not actually the division now. So it's the body. We can go to the body and put the style equals to, then we can actually go ahead and have the background color, then we can declare our value. Is either we put it in a plain text like this gray, or we use the RGB, which is red, green and blue, and specify the value. The highest is 255. Probably if we want red, then we can say the rest are 0, the green and the blue is 0, only the red is 255. You can see we have the red color show up right here. So if you go ahead and refresh this, we are going to have a red background. A red background is not actually useful in this kind of situation. Let's just go ahead and use something much more meaningful. So for me, just permit me, I'm just showing you the RGB. Just permit me to just eradicate this, and I'm going to put nothing but gray. So let's just use gray background color. So go ahead and refresh this. And if you are actually using the Visual Studio Code, which really does help you, if you hover on it, you can realize that you can swing the value around. But though the value is being converted to RGB, you can always, it's always there for you to swing around and actually see a lot of more of the things that you are doing. So I can drag around to actually select something according to my own desire. So I think this is cool now. So I'm just gonna save this now. So boom, then I have this background right now. It's still gray, but it's just like it's deeper. Okay guys, so I'll show you the RGB, and this is the RGB we are using now. So let me just eradicate this guy. Let me show you the hexadecimal. So the hexadecimal is actually the x that actually goes, and you can see hexadecimal value for that color is 2222222. And if I refresh this and it's still working, okay, this seems to be much more like even deeper than I even think of, and we can even stick to this hexadecimal value and use it like that. Okay guys, so let's just go ahead and continue to manipulate things. This color is not good, then we need to add some other information. So let's just leave the color for the nav bar for now to be blue. That's going to be your assignment. I'm going to ask you to change this color to white. So let us create a under this div, which is the bottom of the div of the nav div. So I just want to go ahead and create a div, and I'm going to give it an ID of welcome message. So this is just a welcome message, or you can call it a banner. If I should have just call it a banner. So right inside here, all I wanted to just have is just to throw an h1 that say welcome to code with, sorry, there is no space, code with Gabriel.com, like that. So now I can just throw a kind of a paragraph, which I can just say all the coding like this. So I actually don't want to put this in a paragraph. I just want to put this in a kind of a italic tag, so the look is just going to be different. If I refresh this, you can see we have the information we actually want on the website, but it is actually not me displaying according to the way we want it because of the background color and the color of the text, which is black. So we can just go ahead and try to eradicate it. So right here, what we have to do is just to use the style attribute again, and we go by color equals to white, like that. So we can just change it by color equals to white, like this. So let's go ahead and refresh this. You can see the color is now actually white now. So the color is white now. So we have this to be welcome to Gabriel.com. Then all the coding. Then at the bottom of it, probably we want to have some additional information to the users that we can actually throw right here. So we're going to call this a div. Then we'll go ahead by saying is an ID equals to, okay, probably we just want to introduce them to a course that we are actually, or what we're actually doing on this website. So we can just say introduction. Then another tag that I've not shown you, let me quickly show you right here. So since we are actually having an introduction, then we're about to start writing article. So I'm just going to throw an header that say introduction, okay, and I'm just going to use the article tag like this. So the article tag actually simplifies that this section is actually an article in this RP. Then I'm going to just continue to write whatsoever I want to write. So let's just go ahead and put some paragraph in between the article tag and continue to write. So we just say welcome dear customers, comma code with Gabriel offers the following services. So we just go ahead and wrap this paragraph up. There we can actually do the div like the way I used to actually say. So let us put another div here, then we can go, no, we're not doing that. So we can just go ahead and close the div up. Then right on this we can just throw an href tag that say our services, so like that. Then right at the bottom of this page right here, this is where our services, we can then continue to put the ordered lists. We are not using another list, the ordered list, so we just want to show the list now that things of things we do. So the list of things that we do, we just want to say, okay, web design class, then we can go again and say web, sorry, that's not web, I also say web, okay, web development class, or you can call it course anyhow. So in this one I just want to put it back here, which is actually something we can also call a back end courses. Okay, so this is good. Then this one we can also embed it back here as say a front end courses. So in case you don't know guys, let me just use this time to tell you, if you actually want more of advanced courses on the front end and back end, which is just going to be a package you are going to subscribe for, you can actually reach me and reach me in my DM. Okay, you can reach me through my Gmail, through the link to my Twitter, and you can reach me through there guys. So okay, let us go ahead. Okay, probably that's enough. That's not, I just want to join anything or I do here, but if you want to do some other courses too, just come to my DM. Okay, so we have the list already, so probably we just want to cite something. Let's just cite something like this. Okay, we can say contact us at 0708351701 like that. So we just want to close the site. So site is just only if you are actually write a kind of a report writing before, you are going to realize that site is just like a citation when you are citing someone in the middle of your article. So let us go ahead and refresh this page now. Okay, so when we refresh this page, we have the information that we are trying to put on the page. We have it right here already, so we have it right here, but due to the color, which is black, is not actually aligned to show. So the same thing we do for this section. Why just putting the style color of white on this section, we can just go ahead and drop this and put it on the whole body. So the whole body is just going to have the style attribute, the color to actually be white. So after this background color, then we're just going to continue to write right here. So you can go by color. Let me put it on screen, equals to white. Then we should always close it up like that. So that's good. We can refresh this, then everything is good now, everything is working. So I don't want this to also be on the left side, I want it to be placed in the center. So what I have to do is just come to the division which I give to it, which is actually the division of introduction. Then I'm going to go by style, and I'm going to go by the text align. I'm going to just tell it is center. Okay, that's good to me. So I refresh this. Okay, all right. Now so we're actually having an issue with this what's it called, we are having the issue with these list item 1, list item 2, item 1 and item 2. But what's for so whatever, well, for so whatever reason, we are still having our web page in a way that we actually want it and structure. So this social structure for introduction, this is just a kind of a banner. So welcome to Code with Gabriel there, or the coding, and there you can see everything's actually looking fine. We have the home, we have the about, we have the contact, we have the sign up, which I'm actually clicking now, that is not linking to any page or anything, is actually doing it. So just going to show you how the style attributes work, and let me just show you how to create a kind of a box. Probably we actually want a box. Probably you want this section to have its own background, to have its own width, to have its own distance. So let me just show you. All right, let's just go back to the section of introduction. And the section of introduction, we can decide to just hide a height to hit. So the height actually preferably the kind of the height is going to have, let's add for pixels. Then the width, the height means that how is going to actually have the height, the width actually means the breadth, how is going to spread out. So we want to have the width to be 100%. So 100% means, so the width is just going to fill out the whole page, the whole web page. So that's what it means by actually mean by 100%. Then let's just go and add the background color, sorry, to be white. Now we need to change the color of this text alone to black, because now the background color is white. So I don't want to actually have the text color to be white and the background to be white at the same time. So if you refresh this, you can see on the page right now. So we are having this only section to have the box attributes that we are actually trying to introduce. So we have the menu up here. We have, this is not actually good to me because this is looking too dark. It's not actually looking really superb. Like I actually want it for all in all. Probably I can just try to modify what I've done. Okay, let me just try to modify this now. All right, I have a very good All right, let me see. Okay, let's see what's so for these guys. Okay, let's refresh this now. Okay, all right now. So I think having a kind of a bluish background color, I think is going to pay, but it's not actually doing a lot of pace. Let me check this. Oh, okay. Probably maybe this is actually looking much more okay. So I intentionally leave this color. I know it's bad. I leave it for you. So I wanted to do it as an assignment. You can see I'm having the introductions to be right here, and just want to show you how the box actually looks like, the height and the width, which is actually very very important. And where I actually do the styling for where I actually do the styling for this right here, I can decide to actually make the width also to be 400 pixels, just like just like the height. So you can see when the width is actually 400 pixels, is not actually spreading out to be in the middle again, and that is because the text actually is in the middle of the container, not in the middle of the whole body right here. So we can actually make it to be like this. So I want to leave it to spread out like that. So if I actually go to the div, you can see the div, the text align center, then this and this. So we can actually put it on 100% back to 100%. So it's going to spread out. So the more length he has, the more he's able to put the element in the middle. So there is another work around for it, but I don't want to bug you with a lot of introduction right now. I just want to stick to the styling, which is actually the background color, the color itself, the text decorations, and oh, let me show you. Okay, I've actually shown you the text color, how you can change the color of the text if you actually want anything. Okay guys, all right, that's all for this section of code with Gabriel. So go ahead and just use these 4 to 6 attributes that I mentioned: the background color, the color itself, then the text decoration, the text align, the height, the width. Okay, so those are the 7 attributes of style that I actually want to look up to. All right guys, see you in the next tutorial.